I still remember the exact moment everything broke. I was sitting on the edge of our bed, phone in hand, staring at her message like it had just hit me in the chest. "Can we talk tonight?" it read. Nothing else. No explanation. No hint of what she wanted to say. My chest tightened before I even replied. It wasn't the first time a message like that had landed in my lap. Lately, I've been noticing the little things. Calls she wouldn't answer, excuses that sounded rehearsed, the subtle way her eyes darted away when I looked too closely. At first, I laughed it off, telling myself I was overreacting, that love sometimes made people jumpy. But that night, something felt different. She walked in a little later. Hair messy from the wind, a laugh on her lips that didn't quite reach her eyes. "What's that look for?" she asked, brushing past me into the bathroom. I froze, caught in a moment I didn't understand. "Nothing," I said, forcing a laugh that sounded hollow even to me. That weekend, we went out with friends. I noticed her phone buzz every so often, messages she'd read, and then slide silently into her pocket. I didn't ask. I didn't want to ask. Something in me knew I wouldn't like the answer, and yet I needed to. The tipping point came on a quiet Tuesday evening. We were sitting on the couch, the dim light of the living room casting soft shadows across her face. I had worked up the courage after days of internal wrestling, holding back the anxiety, trying to make it seem casual. I need to ask you something," I said, voice shaking slightly. She tilted her head, a teasing smirk forming. "HM? What is it?" I swallowed, heart hammering. "Do you love me?" She laughed, not a soft chuckle, but a loud, sharp laugh that pierced me. I froze, my chest tightening as if someone had kicked me from the inside. "Do I love you?" she repeated, eyes glinting with something I couldn't name. "Of course I do. Why would you even ask that?" I wanted to believe her. I really did. But that laugh, the way it lingered, wasn't warmth. It was amusement. Something cruel and deliberate. I didn't say anything. I couldn't. The room felt suddenly smaller, our apartment colder. I watched her walk past me, brushing her hair behind her ear, and in that moment, the laughter echoed in my mind louder than any word she could have said. A week later, all unraveled. I found the messages tucked away in a folder she must have forgotten on the shared computer. Text to someone else. The kind you only send when your heart isn't where it should be. At first, I couldn't breathe. My eyes stung. My hands shook. I read them over and over, hoping somehow I had misread the screen, that my mind had played a cruel trick. But no, the evidence was there, meticulous, undeniable. She hadn't just laughed. She had lied. Every smile, every touch, every whispered, "I love you," was a layer of smoke hiding something darker. I confronted her the night I found the messages. My voice cracked, a mixture of anger and sorrow. "Why?" I asked, because it was all I could say. "Why me? Why us?" She looked at me, face pale, eyes wide with something that almost seemed like regret. I don't know," she whispered, voice trembling. "I didn't mean to. It just happened." I laughed bitterly, a sound that felt foreign in my own throat. "Happen? Is that what this is to you? A mistake? You made me believe everything was real. Every plan, every dream, every moment." I choked, swallowing back a sob. All lies. She reached out, but I stepped back. The intimacy we had built over years. The quiet mornings, the laughter, the shared exhaustion after long days. All of it now felt like a trap. The next morning, I packed a small bag. I didn't shout, didn't argue. I just left. I walked out into the crisp winter air, letting it sting my cheeks, letting the reality of it all sink into my bones. Every step was heavy, but also freeing. I replayed those last moments 1,000 times. I remember the way she watched me from the doorway, tears streaming, her lips trembling. She said my name, over and over like a mantra. I wanted to look back. I wanted to turn, to fight, to beg her to stop destroying us. But something inside me had already hardened. I walked away, not because I wanted to hurt her, but because I finally realized I deserved better. I deserved someone who wouldn't laugh at my love, Someone who wouldn't treat our years like a game. I deserved honesty, respect, and truth, even if it came wrapped in pain. It hurt, more than I can ever explain, but as I stepped into the quiet of the early morning streets, I felt the first spark of something I hadn't felt in months: freedom. The freedom to rebuild, to trust myself again, to remember that love isn't supposed to hurt like this. Sometimes I think of her, laughing in that living room, and I feel the sting all over again. But more often, I think of myself, walking away, shoulders squared, heart bruised but unbroken. And for the first time in a long time, I know that was the only way forward.